Who's worth more? A person who only thinks they are their money with $100 million in the account, or a person who understands vibration trumps money and is doing the inner work to connect to themselves every day? Every meditation is a major deposit. I was talking to someone about their money issues, and they have this fear that they're going to go broke and they're going to be homeless, or there's, you know, the world's going to go crazy and we're going to all be Mad Max and there's going to be no food and everything like that. And I said, I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm not. I truly don't. In fact, one great thing we could do is acknowledge it could happen. Like the whole market could crash, your money could go. Right? But I said to her, honestly, if you looked at all of 2021 and up till right now, if you took the last 365 days right now, how many moments a day did you worry about money? How many times? And she said, I said, if we took the last year, how many times a day did you worry about money? I'm going to ask you guys, in the last year, how many times a day did you worry about a specific thing happening? They'll foreclose on the house. I'll be homeless. Dot says 0. That's great. She said about 5,000. You know, she said probably 10 to 15 times a day. She's always thinking about the mortgage, or, you know, will the market crash or whatever, right? But if you took the last year, what would you say? So she has this fear that, you know, comes up in her mind that the market could crash and all of a sudden whatever money she has would crash, right? Like, and I said, okay, let me ask you this. How many times did you worry about it? And she said 5,000. And I said, honestly, this year, how many times did it happen? How many times did it happen where you lost all your money, or you ended up homeless, or you couldn't get to food? And she said 0. Now, some of you might have an answer that's 1 or 2. But if you're worrying 1,000 to 5,000 times, and it's happening once or 0 times a year, don't you think your money problem is more the vibration of your addiction to worrying about it? I said, imagine if every time you worried about money, like imagine if 1/10 of the time you worried about money, you did more work, or you invested something, or you learned a new skill about money, or you studied crypto, or whatever yours is. Right? Like imagine if you invested more. Imagine if you just, every time you felt addicted, you didn't do something addictive, right? Every time you felt worried, whatever, and literally changed, you'd probably bring in an extra 20 or 30,000 right there, right? Because she realized she could actually work more. There were like 50 more times last year she could work if her mind wasn't exhausted from the constant worry about money. But if you think about the insanity of people are worried about anything happening thousands of times, and it might happen once or twice or 0, most of the time 0. Like the news gets you always worrying. There's going to be an attack. There's going to be North Korea will bomb, you know, whatever. We're going to war. The market's going to crash. But the amount of times that these things really happen and it actually affects you, right, is, I mean, it always all affects us, but the level that we're worried, like we're in fight or flight, like it's our thing, is almost 0, right? Like people have worried about so many things. Now, the ironic thing is, what if you did a couple things to prepare for it, you ended the worry, and if it happens, you deal with it. That's another thing, is when the market crashed in 2008, we dealt with it, right? Like when a thing happens, we figure out our shit, we do things different. But you got to understand, like even the biggest thing you're scared of happening, even if it happens in almost every case, you'll still will readjust and learn and all this other stuff. So end your worrying because it's doing nothing. Make some changes, learn some new skills, develop something, get passionate about what, I mean, dude, if you watch like, you know, one of those shows like Lewis Howes's podcast that I've done, or I've done Impact Theory, and you just watch like 100 different people talk about their life, your frequency is just going to change, right? You just watch these people that have had massive success or change things or have a different thing. You can watch a different one of those a day. You're going to lose your fear of losing money. You're going to lose your fear of these things. These are all things we're going to really discuss in April 23rd and 24th on money. And I just want you to be open to the idea that if you meditate every day between now and April 23rd and April 24th, you will start to dissolve the you that worries about money, and you will open up and birth a you that is just abundance. And you will start to see yourself as just abundance. I was talking to someone recently who has somewhat money, but their dad has millions, and they always compare themselves to their dad. And I said, well, you've done so much inner work on yourself and you've meditated and all this. Your dad doesn't do any of that. And I'm not ever suggesting ever we compare ourselves to other people, but just because he has a big bank account and you have less money in the physical bank, but you are on a new frequency that's much higher, not trying to compare, but who's worth more, right? Who's worth more? A person who only thinks they are their money with $100 million in the account, or a person who understands vibration trumps money and is doing the inner work to connect to themselves every day. Every meditation is a major deposit. Do you get what I'm saying? Every meditation is a major deposit because your frequency is worth more than money. You got to stop dipping into money is worth more than frequency, that you got to stop dipping down into those old patterns that you learned from your parents. Your frequency is worth more, and every meditation is a deposit. And even if you don't see it in the physical bank account, money is a temporary thing that will one day collapse, but you don't have to, because if you get that your frequency, you're just going to be connected to the moment. And even if your account gets completely wiped out, you will have so much more connection to handle it and hold a space of presence for the world, because you get none of this money comes with me when I die anyway. So I'm just a frequency. I'm just the now. And none of that will ever be touched by any totalitarian government, any controlling aspect, any media. The true aspect of you can't be touched. Even if you're thrown in jail, even if you're taken away, no one can touch that thing. And that's the only thing you really want to develop first, and then do whatever the hell you want after that. But develop that connection to you and stop thinking all you are is this low vibrational, man-made, nothing bullshit piece of paper that they keep printing all day left and right. That's just IOUs. You are God. Stop thinking you're your bank account. That's what April's going to be about. Are you with me? And that's why your meditation is even worth more than you investing each day in a perfect stock. You know, you can still do that. But if you think that it's just put the money in there and then watch it go up, put the money in there and watch it go up. Yeah, but you didn't go up. You didn't go up. I want to recommend you go up. Get out of this virtual reality bullshit world and go up. Then do whatever you want with the physical money, but lose your attachment to it meaning so much. Doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. It won't matter. But you connected to your power will change everything. And then do it, but do it like it's, you know, whatever. It's undo the attachment to it. Undo this means I'm a failure. Undo this means I'm not enough. Undo that bullshit. Get out of the old third density world that's so obsessed with what money is. You connected to the now is way more valuable. Choose that over $100 million secretly deposited into your bank account. And that's available to start now. That's available to start now. And you can start even with $0. That's what we're here for. I believe that 2022
could be really magical if you have an understanding of what's going on and do the constant work of really being in surrender and letting the universe remove from your body what you're not. Join me and my team for an insane, powerful 2-day event, and join us on the Absolutely Everything Pass. Join a community of people who are in the same work as you. I can't wait to see you there.